thoughts of you were sinking. Point stands, but I'm still overthinking. You know you don't really call me like you used to, but I know you try. And I've heard you've been here before, but I won't stay the same. It's just what I'm used to. Some things don't ever change. I know it's me and you, but I don't stay the same. I'm just adjusting to. Some things don't change, but I'm designed to be held on to. Babe, I wanna know, is it heartfelt to maybe just a little? Cause you don't really see me like you used to, but you hold on to me cause all you do is settle. I've heard you've been here before. Stay the same, it's just what I'm used to. Some things don't ever change. I know it's me and you, but I don't stay the same. I'm just adjusted to. Some things don't change, but I'm designed to be held on to. But I don't stay the same, it's just what I'm used to. Some things don't ever change. I know it's me and you, but I don't stay the same. I'm just adjusted to. Some things don't change, but I'm designed to be held on to. If I stay still, the thoughts of you are sinking. Point stands, but I'm still overthinking. You know you don't really call me like you used to, but I know you try. And I've heard you've been here before, but I won't stay the same. It's just what I'm used to. Some things don't ever change. I know it's me and you, but I don't stay the same. I'm just adjusting to. Some things don't change, but I'm designed to be held on to.
Hello.
It's lip syncing over here.
She was. No, there was volume. I just had her mic turned off this time.
Thank you.
I
appreciate
apologize. I apologize for all of you out there that wanted a free show, but we'll go on tour next year.
These talents are not for you.
Who are they for?
Me.
For you?
Then
why do I have to listen to it?
Because you have ears.
I love it. I love hearing you sing.
Why? So bad.
I just do.
Oh, that's nice.
I think it's awesome.
I would like hearing you sing, but you never sing.
Don't say never. You can't
Never.
Say I never sing.
No.
I can do it right now.
Go ahead. Right.
Then cream.
It's amazing.
Right? Wow.
so good.
So good. I need that as a sounder just to so good.
Oh man. Happy
Well,
Friday.
Welcome. We're back doing this. Sarah is a little chilly.
It
So
is
she has a fire.
77 in our house and I'm still cold.
Yeah, so I'm
an issue.
sweating it out over here. I have shorts and
You
slides.
can turn it
and
off. DJ can turn it off.
I didn't turn it on. You turned it on.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
Do you want to go turn it off real quick?
Well, it's kind of that same thing of like, this is my little realm of the world right here. And then she comes in and just changes it to her liking.
CJ, are you down here? Can you turn it off? The fireplace?
Okay.
Thanks.
Goodness.
Scooter's favorite.
Yeah, my favorite is being too hot.
Ah,
So
Love
that's
it.
just who I am. I'm too hot.
I think my iron levels are low again. I've actually been bruising more again. And I'm like, man, that sucks.
You're bruising more because you're running into things more.
No, but there was a good period. I mean, I'm always running into stuff.
Yeah.
Like all the time. But there was a really good like year and a half to where I wasn't bruising as much. I would just run into things. But now I'm bruising like over nothing.
Huh.
Yeah, it sucks.
Hey, you got to get that checked.
Why? So they could tell me
But we've been
Nothing's
eating
gonna happen?
iron. I mean,
but maybe I need more.
I know, but there's been more iron in our food lately.
I don't think so. I think it's about the same.
We've been having a lot more red meat lately.
Yeah,
There's iron in red meat.
right.
Okay, so
All I said is my body is telling me something. I'm bruising
I'm
like
just saying,
a peach again.
that's why I was like, something's wrong. I was saying,
Yeah.
I was more concerned. I wasn't trying to prove a point.
I just can't go to the doctor and they tell me what's wrong because that's not a thing. It's not what they're
No,
here for.
they're not. They're practicing.
Yeah,
They're still practicing. They're still in their warm-ups.
yeah.
All right. Well, across from me here today is the same person as always, Sarah.
And then this is Scooter. I don't know if we're gonna go legal name.
Do you see how I announced you and then you long pause like, who are you?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, I only have
you had
one
to-
name.
you
You
had to
have
look
like
at your note.
you have like 4.
But it's literally on. It's right here.
But I was gonna go legal and I didn't.
Oh, please
Anyways.
don't. Nobody needs to know that.
Oh, Vincenzo.
Vincent.
Anyways, let's cheers.
Welcome to. Okay. So you're gonna
We
drink
didn't-
all my proper then? Mm-hmm. I
No,
see how that works.
just most of it.
Slanchiva.
Salud.
Mm-hmm. Well, welcome if you're listening. So first of all, we always have to talk about our sponsors. Cool thing is the sponsorship type of thing is growing. So we'll get there. Lever Consulting. Check them out, leverconsulting.com, for some life skill stuff, how to, check books and get a job and apply to college and
Be an adult.
yeah, all that adult stuff that you need that you never learned in public school. Leverconsulting.com. Check them out. Make sure to mention Sarah and Scooter and you get like an introductory consultation.
Woot woot.
Plus, we have to always plug, even before she was a sponsor, Yaya's embroidery, because we love her work, we love what she does, and we love her purpose.
Yes.
So check out it's in the links of our other videos. It's not in this one right now, if it's live, but if it's not live, it'll be in there.
Yeah.
So check out Yaya's embroidery. She responds very, very well over Instagram.
Yes.
Email also, but Instagram's a lot quicker. So mention Sarah and Scooter sent you over there. You get 10% off your whole order.
She's making our shirts for Otters Conference.
See? Yeah. So I still have to reach out to her for some other custom stuff that I want done.
Yeah.
Probably gonna do it next month.
Cool.
But all right. So there is our sponsors. Oh, and there's another little announcement. It's like we are going to grow sponsorships and giveaways and certain episodes will be sponsored by certain people because we'll probably be showing off some of their stuff,
Nice.
if that makes sense.
Yes.
Mostly board games.
Oh, I was saying like bralettes for you,
Yeah.
obviously.
I mean, that's later, though.
Duh.
Pasties. Yeah.
If you show in a pasty, I would die.
Would you die?
Yeah.
I would literally die.
Literally fall out this chair.
D-E-D-D-D-D, dead.
No, it's too many. You forgot the vowels.
It's just D-E-D. Dead. So, giveaway question. It's still the same giveaway question. I think Yaya's going,
Try to
or Urel is kind of going, giving the rest of you guys a chance. Thank you for that, you're welcome. But the question is, Sarah,
What is the bartender's name at the Westin in Philadelphia that gave us free drinks?
it's not that hard. It's not that hard.
And I didn't give a clue last week, but I don't think it helped anybody.
There's a full episode right when we got. I think it's the episode we got back the beginning of December. So whatever that episode is,
Yeah.
right after we got back from
Like the
Philadelphia,
10th.
I'm wearing even a shirt that says Philly on it on that episode.
Yep.
So check that out, and you will find out what it is.
Woo. Mystery.
All right, we'll go on.
Boom. Good thing.
All right.
How many you got?
I got one basically.
Okay, I got 3.
All right, so
Okay.
go.
So, first off, I got to talk to Kelsey this week, and Kelsey's a friend of mine, and she has moved many times since I've met her. And I haven't seen her like person to person in like 2 years, I think 3 years. No, that's not true. 2 years. Anyways, we talked for like an hour and a half, just catching up on one of my drives, and I sometimes forget how much I miss just talking to people that I like and know, because I don't get to do it that often. But when I do it, I'm just like, word vomit, and here's all the things I'm thinking and feeling, and then let's just keep talking. And then the conversation ends, and I'm like, that was nice. I'll do that again in 6 months. But anyways, I got to catch up with her, and that was really nice.
That was nice.
That was nice. We got to, because she moved into like an area that was close to where I grew up, and so she's asking me like, where's a good restaurant, and where can I get good groceries and like grass-fed things, because she's very grass-fed oriented, and if you're in California, unfortunately, that's a thing. So I was like, oh, I know the best place to get lamb, and you can go here to get bison and chicken, because that's boring. But like the good farmers markets, like my favorite farmers markets.
Good chicken is good chicken. Like I feel like, not to pull away from your
There you go.
good thing, but shout out to, well, no, what am I doing?
I don't know.
Good thing. When it comes to chicken, sometimes we get so used to these big chicken breasts that are in a slab
that's
from
not
Foster. Not that Foster Farms is bad,
Right.
but like in this tray, and then you take them home and you do that and you cook them, and you're like, oh, chicken. But then you have like an actual chicken,
Yeah.
like a chicken from a ranch,
Yeah.
like whatever, quote unquote, free range
Right.
chickens. Like, what else are you doing with these? Where are they at? In a container? Yes. But there's difference. There is a difference, because
Yeah.
I think some places you can get real chicken.
We saw a free range chicken on our walk today.
We did.
I was like, ooh, dinner. Just kidding.
Well, I almost kicked it.
You did. It's scared him.
Well, it startled me
You
because
don't really see chickens in this area. Turkeys, we see.
What?
But random.
Yeah, we'll just keep going.
Okay, go
Just
ahead.
I don't know what's going on.
It's back.
It's back. All right. We froze up for a minute, probably on the
I look like
internet.
this.
It's probably our internet, but it's totally fine.
It's
But
terrible.
it's also, we have a kid upstairs who's gaming like a hound right now because he hasn't gamed in a week.
Yeah.
So
A hound.
what
does that mean?
gaming like a hound?
Yeah.
Like, I was thinking like a hound that chases the game, like after you shoot it, they run out and get it. Isn't that a thing?
I don't even know what that means.
When you're
No.
when you're going out hunting,
Never been hunting.
and you have hounds like bloodhounds and
No.
I don't know, greyhounds.
He's
No.
gaming like a teenager who hasn't gamed in a week.
Yes, like a hound.
Better reference.
I could have said other things that would not give us a good rating.
I mean, that's everything.
And that's when I normally say it. So I say hound. I just make up words.
All right, go ahead.
My good thing is and this is where we're getting into it. I did get to have a good meeting with Incredible Dream this week, which is a game distributor, designer, that type of thing, and also solidified Rabble Games as an upcoming sponsor
Woo.
for this show and for our social media and everything. So look out for those things, because we will be not just showing them and playing them here because we love them, love these games, but we will be giving them away. That'll be giveaways.
What? We're going to give away Rabble?
We might give away Rabble. Well, it depends.
Or Sync?
It might be Sync.
Or Sparks?
Might be Spark. I think Sparks is a good one. So it's up to us. They've given us the go-ahead to set a date and do some stuff. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can get that figured out.
Nice. Okay, I still have 2. I don't know. I let you go first.
Well, huh?
I don't know. I let you go second. I mean, because I had 2 more.
Yeah, that's totally fine. That was kind of my good thing for here. And there's other things down that kind of crossed over into the shout out, so I kind of left it in the good thing.
All right.
Or to put it in the shout out.
Second good thing.
Okay.
Out of my 3 amigos that I have since I was in high school, my friends.
Your homies.
Yeah, my homies. We confirmed that as of today, all 3 of us are going on a girls' trip to New Orleans in May. So I'm very excited. It was 2 of us, which I was already super excited about. But now there's going to be all 3 of us are going to go. So I'm even more excited because we've known each other since we were like 16 years old. And we have never done a trip just the 3 of us.
Gross.
Super excited.
Gross.
Because you're not invited.
Well, yeah, because I've never been to all the places you've mentioned. I've never been there.
What places?
You mentioned Catalina, right?
Oh, I've never been to Catalina either. But we didn't go, so that doesn't count.
That's kind of the thing. But you're going to go, and then I'm not. Or wherever you're going, I've never been there.
That's true.
And I'm kind of like, oh, that's kind of a bummer.
That's true.
So, scooter trip by himself.
Well, you went to Philly before me, and then we went to Philly together. So, I mean, same thing.
True. That was for work, though.
Right. This is work. I'm working on my
sure.
relationships.
That's very good. I mean, and look at the title of this episode. Right. So it's important.
All right, my last one. I flew this week, and I got 2 free drinks.
Yeah. Well,
That's
was
my
it
good
worth
thing.
it?
Yes, I did have to have
Is that
a
also part of your
conversation.
rant?
No.
Oh.
One was like a random free drink from the lady who was in the aisle. And she had lots of drink coupons.
Oh, in the air, on an airplane?
On an airplane. Oh, yeah. I forgot that part. I said fly.
Well, I know. It's just like, man, you should stop complaining about people in the airports and on airplanes. Just saying.
Let me add that. That's on my rant. But yeah, so
shout out.
I got 2 free drinks this week, and that's exciting. The airlines just didn't charge me for the second one, and somebody bought my first one. So I was like, thanks, man. This is awesome.
Yeah, totally okay with that.
Those are my good things.
Yeah, that's all your good things?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
All 3 of them.
Well, it could have segued then.
Oh.
Could have.
Rant of the week. Rant of the week.
Rant of the week.
I have 4.
Oh, my.
I have 3. I have 3.
I have 1.
What?
But it used to be rant of the week, and it's gotten into like lists of rants. And I always feel like, here's how I look at this, is if my rants are longer than my good things, then I'm probably the problem.
Oh, see, mine
Yours
are
is
even.
equal.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that's why I look at it. I was like, if I have a bunch of good things, I feel like I can rant about multiple things. That's how I'm kind of gauging myself. Mine is really... Do you want to go first? I'll go first.
Yeah.
If you're in line, no matter how long the line is, right? If you're in front, in the middle, whatever, you're not paying attention to the line, and the stupid chit chat between you and another person not that you can chit chat. I'm totally fine with people that chit chat in line. Totally fine with it. Don't chit chat with me. I don't have anything to say to you. Unless you have like a concert t-shirt on, then I'm going to chit chat with you. Right. We've established that. But if you're going to do some chit chat, even like good chit chat, like, hey, this and this, if you're holding up the line with your chit chat, you need to move on.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a big, because I have a big problem with people having conversations in hallways.
Yes. That blocks the whole hallway.
Hallways.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
Doorways, hallways.
Yeah.
I know I'm sure I've ranted about that before. Step to the side.
Right.
Somewhere. It's kind of like the same concept of 2 carts in an aisle.
Yes.
Sitting right next to each other.
Yes.
It's this, to me, it's the same person
Right.
that's having a conversation about their kids or a car or the weather with either the cashier. If you're slowing down the cashier by chit-chatting with the cashier, you're the problem. Ooh. The cashier doesn't know how to do both, and that's totally fine.
They're trying not to be rude because they don't want to get a mark on their record that they weren't nice to somebody in line.
Yeah.
So they're not gonna move you along.
Right, but they're not gonna get a mark by that person, but the 37 people in line, you're gonna get a mark because you won't shut up.
That's true.
So I have it didn't happen too bad today, but it was the beginning, and I didn't want to. You asked me how the store was today. I was like, I didn't really want to tell you because right after I didn't have a bad experience because right in front of 2 people in front of me were in line. They were in line. They had a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
Right. and the person right behind them was so chatty with them. Talking about this, and then included the cashier.
Oh,
So
God.
now these 100-some items
Right.
are going through slower.
Yeah.
Right? And then the next person only brought cash and didn't have enough cash for her earwax remover candle.
Interesting.
I'm sitting there like, that's the thing she took off the ticket was like $15. You know, I think she had $60 in her pocket and it came up to like 70 some, no, almost $70. So she took the earwax candle. If anybody knows what that is, like a stupid, I've tried it.
Right.
It doesn't work.
No.
It's supposed to pull out wax out of your ear by putting a flame on it and it burns the cone. I was like, I tried it, like 5 years ago?
You did.
It was a while ago.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work. It's just annoying.
Just chew gum.
Yeah. Chew gum. I can't even give you advice on that because I don't know anything. But that was the conversation. The conversation was about something they were going to buy at some other store. And they're holding up the line. And then she didn't have enough money. So they had to wait for a manager to come over
To
do
cancel.
all this stuff. And I'm like, I'm okay because I was right after her.
Right.
But when I got in line, no joke, I got in line, there was 0 people behind me. 0.
Yeah.
I put my stick, it moved up, and the stick was still there with nothing behind it until the next gal came up and had the error or whatever, had to get something refunded, that kind of thing. By the time I turned back around, there was probably 10 people behind me.
Dang.
It's a chain of events. Like if two people are a problem in a row, your line's screwed.
I agree.
Right? So read the room. Don't be the problem. Because she was also the same gal that didn't take her stuff out of the basket.
Oh, that's so annoying.
And the lady, even the cashier, had to ask her to take it out of the basket.
Yeah.
And then she goes, "Can you just put the basket over there?" Because she still put it on the belt. And then she's like, "Oh my gosh." It's like, read the room. There's a pile of where you put the baskets. It's like, you have nothing going on in your life. Like, right. She wasn't on the phone. She wasn't, there wasn't a lot going on. This was it.
Yeah.
And she still like put 12 people in line when there was 0
She just
before.
needed a friend today. She just needed a friend.
Not today.
Today she did.
No, not today. She needs it for the rest of her life. Like, that we're going to get to that topic,
Oh, okay.
right? We're going to get to the advise me not.
All right. Ready for
I
my
got
rant?
heated.
Yeah, that was a long one.
Yeah.
See, that's why you only get one and I get 3 because mine are short.
But that was being cognizant of other people's time, and it's time and money. If you're cognizant of those two things when it comes to people you work with, work for, or they work under you, you will be an okay person in most people's eyes. Everybody's gonna hate somebody's gonna hate you.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who it is, but yeah.
All right, so my first one is starting off a call with anger. Someone called me this morning and the thought process didn't even make sense to me, right? So the way our system works is we have an admin side that emails people for information. And the end of their email address, we all have the same ending, right? So then somebody calls me this morning and they're like, I said, "Hi, this is Sarah," like I always say. And they're like, "Oh, this is blah, blah with this company." I said, "Oh, okay, yeah, and they're like, "I'm returning your phone call because you called me." I said, "Yeah." And they're basically like, "Who the H are you? I don't know who you are, and I didn't want to give you any information." And I was like, well, you already sent all your flipping information to our admin team with the same email address. I told you who I was, so why are you calling me with an attitude? And then after I said who I was, they're like, "Oh, yeah, I'll get you the stuff." I was like, don't start off rude because I don't know how to calm myself back down for this conversation now. Now I'm just mad.
But and I love you, but in the conversation, you were an angel.
Yeah.
And everybody around you after the call is who gets what do they call it?
I raised my
back-
voice. I raised my tone. You didn't hear it.
I was there.
You don't hear my difference in tones.
Okay.
I raised it.
No, if I don't hear it, nobody else can hear it. No, I agree with that. That's a big one, and it's one of those things of, if it comes from, let's say it comes from what store? Target.com.
Okay.
If you email somebody, Janet at Target.com,
Right.
and somebody replies and it's Eric at
Right.
Target.com and still has the same like address, store number, and everything like that,
Logo.
you can just click on it and you can actually find out if it's a real.
Right.
It's not Target Store 387.
Right.
You know, it's
It wasn't
not
like Sarah
Target.
at gmail.com that responded to you. It's
Yeah.
the same friggin'
Target _
Anyways, that annoyed me.
rewards.37. I mean, be smart. Don't be a
That part that made me mad today. All right, my second. This is a shout out / rant. Shout out to the Arizona Police Department because
There's a rant.
This is my rant / shout out to them. So I went to Arizona this week to go work, and I stayed at my dad's house. My dad lives in a very nice subdivision where at nighttime, after I think it's 11:30, you're not allowed to park on the street. Everybody has to be in a driveway or you don't get to stay there. Just what it is. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. Whatever. So I pull up into my dad's house at 8:30 maybe 8:30. Anyways, my dad's and his friends are finishing a basketball game that's on, college game, and game's over in 20 minutes. So they're packing up, they're leaving, they're getting in their car. By the time my dad walks them out, there is a police officer in back of my rental car because I had to park on the street because it's only 8:30. There's a police officer in back of my rental car checking out the car. And so my dad's like, hey, Sarah, I need you to come out and move the car. My dad's friends leave. I put the car into the driveway. The police officer gets out and goes to talk to the neighbor. And the neighbor had called the police because there was a car not parked in front of their house. I parked in front of my dad's house, but there was a car parked on the street with non-Arizona plates. And the most psychotic thing to me is the police have nothing else to do and literally showed up. And my thought is what did the person who called, what did they actually say happened?
Right.
Because to me, it's there's no way if I called the police and said, hey, someone parked in front of my house. And then the police officer showed up to see if someone parked in front of my house. I can't even imagine a world that exists. I can't get someone to show up to my house when somebody broke in and stole a car, let alone just because somebody parked on the street. So I would really like to know what the neighbor actually called and said happened. And why did they show up? And why did they what danger did you feel was going down by this car with Washington plates that was parked in front? And the sucky part is it wasn't even it was a terrible car. It was such a nice car.
Well, it was a rental car.
Yes.
So it's obviously not missing headlights.
Right.
It has an alarm or whatever.
Yes.
I mean, rental cars are not, we've had bad rental cars, but they don't look bad.
This was a really nice one. And so I was like, what? I don't even understand. I don't understand what's happening. And my dad is very protective, obviously. Doesn't like his neighbor because neighbors called and complained to him multiple times about literally anything they can. The wall between their houses, he was like, I know you just moved in, but it's the wrong wall. We need to replace it. My dad's like, no, I'm not doing that. But it was just bananas to me. So shout out to the Arizona Police Department for showing up to whatever that call was.
Also,
and the neighbor.
be a better neighbor.
Man, I want to go have a conversation with that neighbor and be like, what's actually wrong with you? And why do you have nothing else in your life to the point where this is the most important thing?
They just sit and look out the window.
Right.
Yeah.
Literally, how else would you? I was parked for 20 minutes and a police officer had already shown up and I just don't understand that concept. It's baffling to me. Oh, all right. That's my rant number 2.
And you have more?
One more.
All right.
One more. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Scooter's obsessed with reels and shorts or shorts on
What'd you
YouTube.
say?
Reels and shorts.
Oh, let's go for it.
So I would like to talk about the person Scooter posted.
Ooh.
I'm not going to talk about a person. Okay. I would like to talk about the short about me talking about privilege and the fact and how many people really thought that, one, they assumed that because I said privilege, I was talking about a person who was white, which to me is crazy because I have never actually said the race of the person on that conversation. And I talked about their privilege. To me, that's bananas to think that that was the whole point of that conversation. And where their mind jumped to was well, because you're said this word.
You're giving trolls
No,
what
it's
they
my
want.
rant. I don't care. What do I care? You're not going to repost this again. We're not going to keep it going. But to me, it's not just this. It's so many circumstances to where because you say certain verbiage,
Right.
somebody assumes that's what it's for without actually even having a conversation with you or listening to the full conversation to know where it's at.
Correct.
So it's not even about that. It's about like how often and frequently that it happens, and it's just annoying.
Well, I mean, because we've had some conversations with some close friends, family, that the conversation, you don't know what other people's perspectives are unless you're in their demographic, you're of the same race, you're in the same money, whatever. You don't know what their perspective is. So that type of thing, to jump to a conclusion. Yeah. Don't jump to conclusions because you see too many things on the internet and you feel like you can be a keyboard warrior.
Yeah. I mean, it didn't hurt my feelings. I'm
She
like,
laughed.
I thought it was hilarious. I'm like,
Because I was like,
you think I don't like white people? That's so weird. That's hilarious.
I was
to
like,
me.
you obviously don't watch the show.
Oh, goodness.
Which is great, but also I have to like say I put those shorts on there for a reason.
Right.
They're a little bit of not a lost leader. They take a segment of there, and they usually take a segment of what I said, and your reaction might be in print.
Right.
What you say, and then what I say in print. Hey, if you're offended by what we say, you know what? Tune back in because
Right.
we're not going to apologize.
No.
It's just our opinion.
No,
Move on. And it's just your opinion too. So I think that do you have any more rants?
that's it.
Okay, because I was gonna go shout out. I'm gonna
push the button first.
no, but I'll come back. Okay.
Who is this man?
No, but all I'm saying is I'll put this in right at the end of the rant.
Okay.
We appreciate people actually commenting on all the stuff we do.
Yeah.
We really, really do. Because the whole idea of what we do here is trying to start a conversation with you, if you'd like, but we're trying to start a conversation with you and maybe somebody else.
Yes.
You and your partner, you and your friends, you and your parents, you and your kids, you and yourself. Like having the conversation, that's totally what all this is about, is starting conversations. So if the conversation is there, then it's working.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So that was kind of on a good thing or a shout out, but yeah.
All right. Next one. This is your turn. This is your.
What?
You have to say the thing. The sound.
Oh, I didn't know we were there. What's up in you area?
All right. I have 4. They're so good this time. You ready for this? In Houston, Craig Robinson's gonna be at the Houston Improv, and I
What?
thought, what? That sounds awesome. I know.
What?
I know.
Why? I mean, we've never been to Houston. Yes, we have.
We've had a layover in Houston.
Yeah. Oh. We've never done anything in Houston, have
No,
we?
but we should.
That's dumb.
That's my number 1.
So who are you giving that to?
Uriel.
Uriel's there.
Yeah.
Uriel, go to
Go,
Craig.
go see Craig Robinson.
Go see Craig.
All right, number 2. In Seattle, Drum School of Music Youth Showcase. It just sounded like it was a fun thing to do. Because to watch kids just go play the drums, like who are actually probably really good at it, and see
Yes.
people who are like haven't made it yet, that seems like it'd be really fun.
That's pretty dope.
All right, number 3. This one was hit or miss for me, but I'm gonna say it anyways. Madonna's gonna be in Sacramento on a Sunday, I think. Yep, Sunday.
Okay.
Wait, you ready? This is the last one. This one's for Scooter.
Oh no.
Tomorrow.
What is today?
Today's Friday.
Oh,
Tomorrow's Saturday the 13th.
Got it.
We can still go if this is your
Oh,
choice.
What is happening? What are you doing?
But there's a comedian in town,
Mm.
and his name is Chris D'Elia.
Mixed feelings.
There's tickets to the 10:30 show. 8 o'clock's sold out.
Oh, I have mixed feelings. You know,
Yep. You loved Chris D'Elia for a long time.
I did until I found out some other things, and we don't even know if they're true.
Right.
And I feel like he was at the beginning of that kind of thing of everybody, what they've done in the past.
Yeah.
They're just getting rid of them.
Right.
So I don't know how much truth is behind it. I think his comedy's hilarious. What he does in his private life, I don't know.
Yeah. Me either.
But
He's in Sacramento tomorrow.
and also like how many of those people that are showing up in that crowd are showing up just because they don't like him,
Right?
right? Like more people will pay to bring somebody down these days
Yeah.
than to bring them up.
And it's at Crest Theater, and it's only like $60 per person.
Yeah.
It's not terrible. Anyways, if you want to go, it's tomorrow. We don't have to tell people we're going. We can just go.
You literally just announced it on.
But I announced that it exists. I didn't announce we're going.
Okay.
So we can't take any pictures if we go. Shame on us.
Shame.
I don't even know what was brought up about him.
I'm not gonna get in.
Oh, all
into that.
right.
I mean, look, if you don't know, just look it up, guys.
If you don't know,
Well,
now you
because I'm
know.
not gonna. I mean, I don't have an opinion one way or the other.
Yeah.
But I do know that he got like completely pulled out of a movie because of
Everything.
it. Yeah, and
Yeah.
literally got canceled.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that the movie he was supposed to be in was all filmed and ready to be released,
Dang.
and then they reshot it with another actor.
What movie was it?
Oh, we saw it. It was one of the zombie ones.
Oh.
What was the one where the bank heist zombie one?
The one that was underground? With
What you're saying?
the guy from was it in Vegas?
Yes.
What's his name?
But remember the lady that flew the helicopter?
Yeah.
That was supposed to be him.
Oh, that's right. You did tell me that when we watched
Yeah.
it. That was a while ago.
Completely got redone.
Maybe he got forgiven.
It depends on what he did and
Yeah, I don't even know.
whether it's forgivable. So
Yeah.
let's remember that.
All right. And this one.
Shout out!
Woo!
I only have like two. One I kind of already did, but
Go ahead.
my one is Mariah got a new job.
Yeah, I was on it too.
Yeah, so Mariah sent us a picture of her cute little outfit. She's working at what, Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A on campus.
On campus.
Adorable.
And super cute. So huge shout out to Mariah for that. Thanks for like just doing all the things you do.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, even though you make a lot of mistakes along the way, like the rest of us, you still get back up and try again.
Yep.
And that's the kind of diligence that I feel human beings that succeed, how they can get there.
I agree.
So, and I also want to give a shout out to kind of a reiterate on there. Thank you for commenting on our videos. I really do. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Because the more comments we get, the more viewers we get, the more exposure we get. And it also allows us to do more things with the channel and get sponsors because, and giveaway stuff. And if we don't have that kind of stuff, we can't give you stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So it's really kind of cool. So doesn't matter who you are, put that comment in there.
Yeah.
We don't care.
No, we don't actually.
All right.
All right. So I have a couple more. Shout out to Log Off because this one's not as good as the Italian one, Pilsner. Oh, this one. But it's still pretty good. It's the German Pilsner. So shout out to Log Off and all the changes they're going through right now. And open mic nights back. And
No, it's not.
What's
Live music.
Live
is back.
music. Sorry, no mic. Live music's back.
That
was Nikki Perez today.
yes. So
I wrote that down.
big shout out to that. It was like live music is coming
That's
on
what I meant.
Fridays. They're doing industry night on Mondays instead of open mic.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool if you're in the industry, if you're in the or beer industry adjacent.
Right.
Come by, say hi to everybody, and get super cool discounts if you're in the industry.
Yeah.
But plus Friday nights, yeah, they're still doing bingo, they're still doing trivia.
Bingo's fun.
Super fun.
Yeah.
Ryan, if you're listening. And yeah, live music is huge and they have the space for it.
Yeah.
And Nikki was tonight.
I know.
It's on Fridays. We'll be doing this instead. Maybe we'll do it live from there once.
No.
Okay.
Then my second shout out was, I think 2 of our nieces reached out to us that we don't get to talk to very often. You had Riley. I had Taz. And I was like,
oh, correct.
how odd of a week it is to have 2 nieces that we don't
Any
talk to
more-
very often reach out to us.
Any more conversation with Taz? But that's it.
She just said she wanted to catch up. And I was like, oh.
Oh.
Yeah. And I said, where do you live? I'll come to Texas.
That's another.
Yeah. And I said, or we can just do a Zoom, whichever. But she hasn't responded yet. But yeah. She
Well,
messaged me and she's like, Aunt Sarah, can I ask you something? I was like, yes, what's happening? What do you need? That was my thought process.
Big shout out. I guess Riley, my niece, is looking to be traveling through and driving through. So she goes, Uncle Scooter, can I, crash here? I was like, dude, we'd love to have you here. We used to come and bug you when we were in your neck of the woods.
Yeah.
So for sure. gonna probably see them, her and her girlfriend from San Diego. I think they're driving back or something. Yeah, and they were like, they even asked if they could crash for a couple days. I was like, that's even better.
There's a room for you because
I feel like
Ryan's not here.
Yeah, but crashing for one day and then leaving the next day, it's like you don't really hang out.
Right.
So they're talking about like maybe staying a day or two
Yeah.
and then, and hang out and be chill.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's exciting.
All right, and my last one is a semi-dig to Scooter. So
Cool.
this coming up week on Tuesday, I get to do my global entry interview.
It's a huge dig.
You want to tell them why?
Do we have to push Rant now? I submitted my application for global entry, and if anybody knows what that is, it's basically you get TSA pre-check. She has the camera things, but I'll do them. It's fine. She has TSA pre-check, and so I was like, man, instead of TSA pre-check, I want to do global entry because it gives you TSA pre-check at the airport, plus global entry if we leave the country and come back into the country. I get to go into a whole nother line where they're like, boop, scan your eyes, walk through, that kind of thing. So I applied for this in April.
Yep. 22.
Of
23.
Of 2023.
Yep.
It hasn't been a year.
No, feels like it.
No, I know. I check it every day, sometimes twice. And it still says pending, pending approval, or basically they haven't even looked at the application.
Right.
Okay. This human across from me puts her information in there, clicks the button during the holidays, when nobody's like, there's nobody in any government office during this time. I think she put it on the 23rd.
No,
24th.
it was like New Year's. I think. No, maybe it was before that. You're right. Maybe it was Christmas.
Yeah, but it was like 23rd or 24th.
Yeah.
And she got an email like on the 26th.
Yeah.
Saying, oh, you just need to schedule an interview. Here's the places you can do that at. So I do know that's because she already has, I feel like it's already because she has TSA pre-check and it just defaults into the system. But goodness.
I know.
Like,
but also if you think about it, the amount of places, like, I mean, even the job that I had before this, where I had to have like a actual Social Security background check, like federal. I feel like those are all the things that have led it to be easier because you haven't had any of those things.
That is not true.
Yeah.
I'm a custodian of records.
Yeah, but it's not the same.
I'm saying I'm allowed to give other people, not give them, but ask them to do background checks, and I get their results.
I understand.
That's the status who I am in my company.
It's not the same.
I understand what you're saying.
I went through a more thorough background check twice, I think, and I think that's why. That's all.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
More thorough because you sat in an office in a government building?
Yeah. What's the records that we had access to?
I have records. I have access to people, their background checks.
Yeah, Mars is deeper. It's all of Social Security. So I'm saying.
And you haven't done that for how many years?
6.
Yeah. So kiss my, yeah.
Anyway,
irrelevant.
Super excited for my interview on Tuesday.
Over the last 6 years, you've become super shady.
What? That's not true.
Mm-hmm.
That's not true. TSA knows. I'm the least shadiest person I know.
That's a comment.
And I'm humble.
And the most humble.
Anyways, okay. That's it. That's all I have for shout outs.
Oh, those are good shout outs.
Yeah.
Actually. So yes. Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Do you want to advise them and I'll pour your beer?
Keep it coming. Keep it coming.
Advise me not. I think I only have one dance move. It's just this one.
That is not true.
Then this.
That is, nope. I mean, you could rewind the tape. We see it at the beginning, like every episode. So yeah, we came up with the topic of advise me not like right before we started. So I took down a few little notes, but I think that's kind of not that what we're struggling with, but I think a lot of our topics come from either crowdsourced from we ask our family, our friends, or we'll put it on social media, which most of those people that respond are family and friends. But we're talking about I think, what did I title it? Falling in Love Again with Yourself. It's been a challenge, I think, for most people. It's kind of a thing over the holidays that happens. But I think it's something we want to tackle because, thanks, love. She's handed me a nice full beer. Look at that. It's something I feel like we need to tackle because in a relationship, I had to learn that in order for our relationship to be healthy. I had to learn that before we committed to each other.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked about it before. It's like you need to spend some time by yourself.
Yeah.
To be who you are, and then we'll look into doing this. We'll still date. You did say that.
Yeah.
But I was like, but you need to still be your own person.
Yeah. Which is crazy advice for someone was like in a relationship since I was like 17. But you had also been that same issue.
And I think that's where
Yes.
situation or something. Well, it could be an issue. It's like, but that's something we both chose to do. So I mean, it was a choice.
Right.
Not like we had to. It wasn't we were owned by another person. That's only in Oregon. Is that legal?
Felt like it. Am I?
No, it was.
Yeah.
It did feel like that sometimes.
Continue.
No.
I'm listening.
No, because
Why are you saying
you grabbed my
no?
shot glass. I don't see a bottle of your tequila, so you're
I
going to drink
literally
more of my
told you
popper.
that's what was going to happen. Like we said this at the beginning. This is not a new concept.
All right. What's mine is yours. What's yours is just yours.
Listen, homie, I told you could have tequila, and you said I don't like tequila. I
Yeah,
said,
so let's
that's
just drink
for
all
you.
the whiskey and let the tequila just sit there with the full bottle so you can drink that the rest of the night. Party on, Sarah.
I didn't want to cheers with you. I don't want to.
Then why's your hand up?
Because I didn't want to be rude.
To get closer to my mouth so I can drink it.
Get it. Cheers myself.
Don't do that.
That's right.
That hurt my feelings.
Good.
See? That's where we're at. All right. Are we doing this? Where was I even talking about? You distracted me.
I know.
Slunch it up.
Salud.
All right. Here's where we're at.
Go.
Here's what I kind of put down here. Kind of a synopsis. Is we have to be very realistic about it. Sarah and I have fallen out of love with ourselves.
Yes. We love each other, but we don't love ourselves. That's fair.
Yeah, we really have. We like ourselves. I like myself.
I got moments.
I do. I feel like I don't think my lows are as low as they've been in the past.
Yeah.
My highs are just as high. But my lows aren't as low. If that makes sense.
That's nice.
So I'm still decently confident when I go out into the world, right? And talk to people and those types of things. But when it comes to just being with you, I'm like, I'm not looking so good. My face is crusty lately. You know, I've gained all this weight.
I think that's the hard part, like being so harsh on yourself. I don't know how to stop doing it. I keep telling myself that I'm not going to, but then I consistently, the one thing I consistently do, I consistently hard on myself and like not liking. But mostly, I would say this, mostly it's like an outward appearance thing. I like who I am. I think I'm a nice person. I think I'm funny sometimes. Like I like who I am as a human, but I don't like how lazy I become. I don't like how out of shape I am. I don't like how little I sleep.
Okay.
I don't like what foods I'm eating.
No, and I'm very in the same. I think I'm in the same lane as you because I'm thinking the same way. I was like, I think I've becoming a little bit more.
Okay.
No, I have become more patient, even though people know I am not very patient. But I have progressively become more patient.
Yes, I agree.
As a human, I've become kinder. I've become better at leaving things alone than before.
Yes.
Not 5% is still an
I agree.
increase.
Yeah.
Okay. So, but the log closet, yes. I'm still not there by any means, but I really feel like as long as you're getting better, I think that's important. So I feel like recently, over the last year, the year before that, no, physically and mentally, kind of just like that was just weird.
Yeah.
Just a weird time in our lives. For a lot of reasons. Go back to some old podcasts.
Yeah.
We've probably
Watch
talked
me
about
cry.
it. Yeah. But I think over this last year, I think we've become more emotionally, mentally, communicationally, no, whatever,
I mean,
stable in the sense of like, it's not that we get in more or less arguments. It's the same amount of arguments, but we get out of them smarter,
yes.
more quicker.
Yeah.
We know that when to apologize, when, why are we standing our ground when
Right.
we're a team? But I think you're right. That's a long way of saying, but physically, we're just kind of like, meh,
Yeah.
we can sleep in. Meh, we can stay up late. Do you want to walk or do weights today or exercise? Meh. So,
Yeah.
and I think that's been this last year. So I feel like I've found my max weight.
Do you want to
No.
share what it is?
Yeah. That's
I
fine.
will not.
Oh, I
But
will.
go ahead.
There's a max weight if I just live my lifestyle and don't do a lot. I just do basic movement and that kind of stuff. It's 235. That's my like max weight, unless I just start eating. Like if I drink the beer that I'm drinking right now, if I eat the food that I'm eating right now, the same way I sleep the way I'm sleeping right now, I don't get any worse or any better, which I need to be better.
Right.
But my max is 235. Like I won't go over 235. It just
So odd.
Well-
You've hit maintenance level.
I think my body's just maintaining.
Yeah.
It's just going, this is the weight and the stuff just for you to keep moving.
Right.
Because 235 pounds is a lot of weight to move.
Yeah.
So when you move it, you're burning calories.
Right. You've dropped 7 pounds this week.
And I did actually, I went under 230 and I think I'm under 230 right now. But there's a reason. The only reason that is because I got up off of my butt in this comfy gamer chair, and stopped doing like the nerd stuff, and we walk, and that's a big deal, and it's really hard emotionally and mentally to find that kind of dedication because, and I will say this at the end of my days, I feel like there's so many good mantras out there, but there's 2 that have stuck with me when it comes to your physical and mental health. Dedication, then motivation.
Yeah.
Motivation will not come.
Right.
You have to be dedicated first.
Yeah.
And then your motivation will come after. And the other one was eat smarter, move smarter.
Yeah.
It's not more, not less. It's not eat less, move more. It's eat smarter, move smarter. That's it. And I think and I know these mantras. I used to live by these mantras. And over this last year, meh.
I would say 2 years. It's been like 2 years.
The first year was more like a,
Grief.
well, yeah, it was like almost like hibernation.
Yeah.
Kind of like, I can't handle the world right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll go from there. So
Yeah.
that's where I'm at. And I still have other points here, but
I didn't write anything down.
oh, well, then shoot from the belt cuff.
What?
I don't know. There's got to be a saying. Be a hound.
Hip.
Shoot from the hip. Oh. Off the cuff. Off the cuff, not off the hip. Off the cuff.
I don't know what's happening, guys.
Well, it's right. You're
That
saying
second
off the
shot.
cuff and then shoot from the hip. It's not
Right.
shoot from the cuff.
No.
Okay.
Not right.
Your turn.
Woo. So the other thing I feel like that we don't do enough, you used to go do things all the time
Yes.
without me, without the kids, just go do things.
Yes.
You don't do that.
Correct.
And I've been trying to like gently prod you to the
I
point
did.
where I just kick you.
I
and
did
say,
on Monday.
Go do something.
I did on Monday.
What'd you do Monday?
I went out to Log Off. Shout out to Kenny on Log Off. Boo, boo, boo. Went to industry night at
Yeah.
Log Off.
Because
for like 2 hours.
I feel like you getting out to go see people is something that you need. Like I don't think you need it, but as somebody who's around you a lot, You need it.
There's-
Very much so.
There's been a realization in me
Oh, good.
very recently. So go ahead.
No, what's the realization?
No, I don't want this to be only me talking.
What's the realization?
That I actually do need to go out and do stuff.
Oh,
Like
nice.
I may be becoming more of an extrovert than I was before. As I get older, I think I'm becoming more of an extrovert than an introvert.
Interesting. Because
And
I've only known you. I know for as long as I've known you, you're like, no, I'm an introvert. I'm an introverted extrovert. And I was like, you're not. You're an extroverted human.
So either I'm starting to listen to you, which I think that's a big part of it. But I think before you, I was more of an introvert that was pretending to be an extrovert.
Interesting.
But since I've been more confident in who I am and my limited intellect, you know, I don't have to be the smartest guy in the room.
Yeah. You just have to be in the room.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I don't have to be the smartest or the strongest.
Nope.
Or whatever in the room. Sometimes you just got to be in the room.
Yes.
Dang, bro.
I know, right?
We just came up with a great mantra
Oh.
together.
I don't need to be in the room at all. I need to be myself under a blanket. No, I'm just kidding.
Not true. That call today with Kelsey.
That wasn't today.
Wah-wah.
That was a while ago.
How is that? If it was a different day than today, it's still relevant.
No. Just kidding. Just messing with them. But I realized that
Talking to a teenager.
that one of the things like for myself, I have to catch up with the people who mean something to me.
Mm-hmm.
And like the last year, I think it was really hard because I felt like I kept reaching out to people and it kept being like, I don't have time. And I mean, it sounds terrible, but there's many days I don't have time. I'm either not even in the state, not even in the city, so I don't have time, right? So it's like make
That is a thing.
an effort to go, if I'm reaching out to you and say, I want to hang out with you, it's a lot of it because I need that, right? I need to either confirm that we are that relationship that I think that we are, or to move on from it.
Right.
It is that's just what it is. So like I'm learning that I enjoy myself hanging out with people that I like. I also enjoy hanging out with people when I go do work because it's like 5 minutes of hanging out with somebody I don't know. I get off my chest. No pressure. It's great.
That is nice.
It's so nice. I don't have to like invest in you. I just have
No,
a conversation.
Maybe
and move on.
exchange cards.
Maybe.
Business cards.
Maybe not even that.
Not personal information.
But I've learned that I liked myself like 2.5 years ago. I think I liked myself 2.5 years ago. And I don't know that I like myself as much now. Because I don't give people enough time. I don't give myself enough time. I don't give the kids enough time. I don't give anybody enough time. And I'm realizing that that's the part that I don't like about myself. But I also don't know how to get off of this wheel. This hamster wheel. And it's because, right, to go do the things that I want to go do, I have to be able to pay for it. So I have to work to be able to pay for it. And the things that I want to do are above and beyond the basic bills that I have. So I have to work more to pay for things that I want to do, which means spending less time with the people that I want to spend time with.
And I think I was coming to this kind of.
Sorry, that was a lot of words.
No, I mean, I agree with it 1,000% because the kind of what you're saying is like the things that you want to do. I think some of them include exercise, gym, boxing, those kind of things. So it's an extra added charge. But realistically, if it's not within your budget, we're trying to teach other people in this household, if it's not within your budget, there's resources right here under this roof.
Yes.
Right? So, and I'm not saying it gets you, but I was like, it's also same with me. But I look at you, yeah, we liked ourselves, I think the first year of the pandemic, the first year,
It was great.
we had a really good time.
Yeah.
2020, I'm sorry if you guys had a rough 2020, but our 2020, when my company basically had to go into hibernation, she kept working, but she's working from home and all the kids were home. 2020 was a good year.
Yeah,
Like,
it was.
We hung out with each other tons.
Right.
We hung out with our kids tons.
Yeah.
And it was a very positive experience. We worked out. We played games.
Yeah.
We played video games. We cooked. Our kids were cooking. I mean, 2020 was not a bad year. I think 2021-22 were pretty bad.
Yeah.
And I think that didn't have to do with shelter in place.
Right.
The shelter in place was fine. It had to do with other things that were happening.
Yeah.
When it comes to, health, other people not doing well,
Yeah.
other people going through tough times, and we couldn't be there for them.
Right.
And we're sitting there like we're having this happy-go-lucky life in a sense, and we're like, well, this is now depressing.
Right.
Because we were usually the person that hosted game nights.
Right.
I was the person that went out there and made sure like 50 people got together and played D&D or card games, and I can't do that now. So I felt like that part of me went away, and that part of you being able to see your aunt and uncle, being able to see your mom as often, who was basically wasting away, not being able to see your dad, not to be able to see family because of
who
all
I would
this
see
stuff.
like multiple times a year. Yeah, it was sucked.
So it got a little, I think that's what got daunting. The family unit actually was stronger than ever.
Right.
In 2021, 2020. What did I say?
You can do it.
21, 20.
He can do
20, because anything that has a 0 at the end of it is so hard to say. 20 and 21. 2020 and 2021 were actually not too rough.
Right.
The end of 21 and then 22 is just so insane.
Yeah.
Just for so many reasons that were beyond our control. It's not like choices we made. It's just the way it is. So I look at it this way. Not to keep going. Did I catch you up?
No.
Okay. Because mine was the only notes that I put here is like, if you're, I was trying to think of the times when you can tell you're falling out of love with yourself.
Oh, it's easy for me. How do you tell?
That's literally what
I know, but I'm asking you now.
Okay, because that's the notes that I took. But I'll go there now. Thanks for that.
What did you write down?
Like we practiced. The two things was, can you be alone with yourself?
Ooh, that's good.
Because I can up until a point.
What's the point?
Well, I can be alone by myself as long as I know that I don't have to be alone by myself.
When was the last time you were alone by yourself?
Every time you leave.
That's not true. There's still kids in the house.
Nobody talks to me in this house.
Hmm.
I mean, like when you're not here, like I'm here and downstairs by myself.
Okay.
Like for days on end.
Yeah. Well, 2.
Well, which is more than a day, which is the plural, which is days. Oh my goodness. All right. So can you be alone with yourself? Sometimes it's great. Sometimes it's challenging. Just where I'm at. And also, can you be in a group of others and not feel small, threatened, annoyed, or arrogant?
No.
Then maybe you're not confident in yourself.
Absolutely not.
Maybe you're not in love with yourself.
Agreed. Yeah.
Okay. So, thank you.
I can. You know what's funny? I can be alone by myself. That part to me is like the easiest thing. To just be
we all
in
know.
silence and be by myself. I'm a very by myself person.
We know.
I know. Which is funny because I have so many siblings and like nieces and nephews and children.
But you're also a middle child.
I am. Nobody liked me. Is that what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is I was okay being an introvert until I found out, hey, I kind of like myself.
Yeah.
And other people,
So you're saying I've never liked myself? Because I've never felt comfortable being
I think you don't realize, personally, I don't think you realize how much other people really, almost said a word, really actually adore you and like you. I don't think you've ever realized that. You have not come to that precipice. Is it a precipice?
I don't know. Realization
that there are people around you that absolutely adore you. And I feel like our children in this house will, not yet, but they will. And I know I do. Sometimes, of course, I get annoyed. I get frustrated. But I was like, I adore you. Like, when I see you, it was like, how many times do I bug you in a day if I can? So many times.
Yeah.
Why? I could bug anybody. I could text anybody. I could call anybody.
Sure.
There's at least a dozen people that I could reach out to.
Yeah.
It's all by default. It's you. I mean, it's by default when you go. I think Bailey said this the other night when she wasn't with her daughter. So Bailey and Ryan and their daughter Emery, they were doing stuff without Emery. And when they see stuff, they're like, "Oh my gosh, Emery would think this is great." That's my whole life. Like when I see something cool and you're not there, it's like, "Oh my God, Sarah thinks this is so funny," or "This is so cool," right? I was like, I have that connection with you, and I feel like I've rebuilt that connection with Bailey, and I've rebuilt that connection with Ariel, because there's certain things I'd send Ariel, and she's like, "Okay, cool." She'd be excited because I thought it was
Right.
exciting. She's like, "Oh, that's awesome," but Bailey would think it's cooler, and then vice versa.
Yeah.
Ariel would think it's cooler. But all those things, when it comes to my partner, when it comes to you, you're the person I want to share it with. If it's stupid, if it's funny, you'll get it.
Yeah.
If you don't get it, you go, "I have no idea what you're talking about. What is this?"
Yes.
Right? But I look at it this way, and can you be in a group of others? And I'm talking about not annoyed by them, not threatened by them, but threatened kind of like your own, like you're doing okay in a group of other people. Doesn't mean you're talking to them.
Right.
Doesn't mean you're hanging out with anybody or making new friends.
Yeah.
You don't even know any of them. But are you okay with being out there?
No.
Okay. Well, I mean, isn't that part of self-love?
Yes.
Then why are you there in the first place?
Because I joined a booster club and I had to go.
But why did you join it in the first place?
Because I wanted to be helpful.
To who?
The whole group
Who?
of kids.
No, to people you do not know.
That's true. 'Cause I thought I could use my talents for good. It's mainly the reason.
So you were confident in yourself,
Yes.
but you're still annoyed. I'm not talking about like to the point where somebody says something stupid.
No.
I'm like, you're always going to hear that. But I
Yeah.
was like, can you, to the point where you're like, you want to flip a table, I'm out.
Yeah. I mean, I've been there.
No, that's why I don't go to booster meetings. Realistically, you would not want me there,
No, it'd be awkward.
because I have a voice of reason that people don't want to reason with.
That's true.
And I feel like I did a very good job rebuilding that booster program. And now what you do with it is up to you guys.
Not me.
So, but no,
We
that's what I was saying.
digress.
Can you be alone with yourself?
Yes.
Well, we know you
But I'm a
can,
loner.
But so being alone with yourself for a long period of time, do you like yourself more and love yourself more? Or do you love and like yourself less?
You know, I think I think,
Unpack that. I gotta pee.
okay. I think the moments that when that happens, I like myself more is because I'm actually only taking care of myself. So like I only have to find something to eat for me. I don't have to worry about if someone's getting ready or if somebody's getting along with somebody else or if somebody's mad at each other today. Like it's like the time that I only have to worry about myself, and it's like a reboot and almost like the moments of like, oh yeah, this is nice. Hanging out with yourself and rebooting is like a nice time and a nice moment. I don't know that it helps me fall back in love with who I am because I don't really do anything. I don't adventure out when I'm by myself. I don't go do anything differently. I like sit in a hotel room and eat dinner and work by myself and then call Scooter and see how everything's going. So I don't know if that part of being by myself helps me love myself again, but I'm okay with being by myself. Like I don't need people around me to make me feel better, to make me feel a certain way, if that makes any sense. But I don't like being in groups. Like that doesn't help me at all. It just makes me feel so nervous and anxious, and I don't enjoy it. Like it doesn't rejuvenate me whatsoever. Like it does Scooter. I wish it did. I wish at some point that it did. I was talking with my sister Rebecca today, and her husband has like this big interview coming up, And I was telling her how funny it is that like her way of motivating him is like a boot camp sergeant, where she's like, because she has so much confidence in, she has so much confidence in herself that she's like, because our parents told us we could do anything, right? We literally could do anything. And so when she's talking to him, she's like, what do you mean you don't feel confident in this? You've been working here for this long. You've made all these changes. You've done all these things. If you don't get this job, it's because of you. That's it. Like, you should not go into this and think that I'm not good enough for this because you are. I said, you just need to go in there for him, Becca, and just show him how it's done. Show him what he's worth. But it's like,
how belittling would that be?
I know. But it's so interesting to have that conversation with her about like, when it comes to finding a job, she's the most confident person I've ever met, with skills that she may not even have. But you could never tell her that she's not qualified for something that she wants to do.
No.
And I'm almost in the same position her husband's in. Like, I could run a company, but if you asked me if I could, I'd be like, probably not.
But you have for years.
Right.
I mean, and there comes a point. It's like anybody that comes from being, like, let's say a single mom, which, let's be real, there's more single moms than there are single dads. So
yeah,
you can attack me with stigmas, whatever. I don't care. But if you're a single mom and can run a household and work and do it, you can run a freaking company.
Right.
Just I think we've talked about this. Like, you can do calendars, you can get to places on time, you can pay dues, you can all that kind of stuff. You know how to run a company.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, the confidence is not there to run a company.
Right.
For certain people. And me, I feel like I could run a company, not even thinking about it.
Yeah.
And I feel like, because I was like, I can figure it out. Like, I feel like the confidence is like, give it to me. I got this. I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah.
I feel the confidence of I can figure out anything. And I feel like that's a big generational thing. And because I think when we talk about Gen X raised themselves, we raised ourselves. Like, we really did. Like, there was nobody around. And I'm not saying that was a problem with our parents or anything like that, but my generation, the Gen X generation, the stereotype of it is we raised ourselves. And that's because it took a lot of work to pay the bills.
Right.
There was low paying jobs. There wasn't a lot you could do. It's like, if you worked on the railroad, you were gone all day, or you were, so your kids like figure out something to eat. Big brother makes the thing for the little sister. It's totally fine. So it kind of becomes one of those things like, I can figure out how to make something.
Yeah.
I can figure out how to fix my shoe that's falling apart. This broke, so I have to figure out how to fix it. So you'd have to figure it out. You didn't have YouTube.
Yeah.
You had Britannica, which gave you nothing.
Yeah.
So I look at it that way, especially the difference is, and then we overcorrected Gen X saying, we figured it out. We can do anything. So we know you can do anything possible.
Right.
You can be the best person. You can be a rock star. You can be an NBA player. So everybody came out with this overconfidence. And I'm not saying I'm not the same age as your parents.
Right.
Our parents are basically the same age.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's just a different, it's like the pendulum swinging too far to the other direction.
Yeah.
So I don't know how this gets back to loving yourself.
It was that self-confidence thing of like, if you do love yourself, you're okay with telling yourself either you could do better at this, right? Like, being real with yourself and saying, one, you're good enough for this. Not everything is that you're not good enough. At some point, if you could truly love yourself, it is having a conversation of, no, you're good enough for this. Like, one, I think a hard part is like saying you deserve this. But sometimes you do deserve this. And I know you don't like that word deserve. You like earn. No, but sometimes you do deserve things.
I feel like you deserve and I think maybe we've mentioned this before, but you deserve basic human rights. You deserve that.
Loving yourself is something you deserve.
Okay, then that's a basic human right. I feel like basic human rights, you deserve those things. if you live in a place that's not the desert and out in the middle of nowhere, you deserve basic human rights, not to be beaten, not to be enslaved, not to be ruled over. And, I feel like the basic, you deserve the ability, you deserve the right to acquire food. You deserve the right to acquire a job, but to go and get it and apply for a job and say, I deserve this job. If you feel that way, you should probably find somewhere else to work.
Yeah. I think when I say that, I'm like, when people say, I need a day off, you don't have to earn a day off.
No.
That's something you deserve a day off.
No, I agree with that. That should be written. I mean, realistically, you should be able to take a day off.
Yeah.
There's a difference between deserving a day off and deserving a week off, because you don't. I mean, we've had that conversation too, but
not going into that one.
Yeah, because people.
No, I said we're not.
But it's why. It's very true though. It's like you don't deserve to take a month off while other people are picking up your slack, and then you come back and everything's fine. That's crap.
I think it depends on what's happening in your life.
That's a difference.
Going through something traumatic, you don't earn a day off. You don't earn time off, but you do deserve it.
Yes.
So I think that's what I mean. Like, there are certain times in your life where something terrible is happening.
Absolutely.
And you don't have to earn taking that time off. You deserve it because you have to heal as a human being.
But that's an exception to the rule.
That's just the rule.
It's an exception to the rule, because the rule is you can't take time off while everybody has to bust their butt to work a little bit harder because you're not there. And then you come back and everything's fine, yet nothing happened in your life. You're just like, oh, I didn't feel like coming in. If it's traumatic, it's different. If something is actually going on in your life, then yes. But if that happens every 2 months, why is something traumatic happening to you every 2 months?
You probably need to talk to somebody.
I think we've addressed this before.
Yeah.
The issue is not.
But we're back. All right. What else do we have? I think that's. What else you got? Was that it? Do you have more?
Jeez. You just want to punch through this, don't you? All right. Falling in love with yourself again. Unless somebody else, and nobody's in the chat.
I know, it's so quiet today.
It's very quiet. There's viewers out there. We got lurkers.
That's okay.
But if
I would love to fall back in love with myself.
Yeah. How do we do that?
Stop being so mean. I actually, there's a phrase that we use in like a group that I'm in that's like, you give yourself grace, but sometimes you give yourself grace to the point where now you're doing a disservice to yourself, because you can't keep giving grace to everything that you do, because now it's just you're enabling bad habits. Well, it's been rough, so give yourself grace. And I'm like, but it's been rough for like 2 years. Like, I keep giving myself grace because it's not actually helping me. So like, there's a point where you have to stop giving yourself grace and having that real conversation with yourself and saying, hey, listen, I like you. You need to do better. We're going to do better. And I need you to do it also.
I think that's
no more Mott's fruit snacks. No more tequila. More walks, more weights, more sunshine, more traveling. Give yourself, stop with the grace. You've given enough grace. Let's be real.
You got the traveling down.
Yeah. I mean, for work, so it's not the same.
You could make it better.
How?
I don't know.
What does that even mean? Make it better.
Make it better for yourself.
But no. No. Because then I'd have to be less at home than I already am.
I didn't say be away longer. I said better.
But it's not bad right now. I just don't do anything for myself. Except for maybe find baked goods.
It's literally what I was
Sometimes
trying to come
there's
out.
a baked good mission.
Just trying to get that to come out of you.
Oh.
Or maybe I do something for myself while I'm not here. Yeah, maybe that.
You know what's funny is I actually miss being in Orange Theory for that reason. Because I would find one near me wherever I was staying and actually go to the gym when I was there to spend the hour for myself. Instead of just being like, work, and then find dinner, and then go back to the hotel and work some more, and then sleep, and then wake up and work some more, and then go on a plane. Like, I actually did something for myself. So I do miss that time. But I also like sitting in a hotel and watching TV and working in silence.
Yeah. as long as it's not, that doesn't become your everything.
Yeah.
And I think when we talk about my rabbit holes and everybody's, when we get it down that spiral, that a rabbit hole can easily become a spiral, and then your spiral becomes an obsession.
Yeah.
And now that's all you do.
I almost wish I had an obsession. I know you think it's work. It's not.
No, it's not work. It's security.
Yeah, that's very true.
Security is your obsession.
Yeah.
And that's not
if I got it, maybe I'd be fine, but
I don't think you will ever obtain it. And I think it's unobtainable for you.
That's not true.
Is there a number? Is there a...
Yes.
Oh, you have a number.
Yes.
Do you have a number of how much money should be invested?
No.
Also in savings, and how much you make every year.
Okay, that's fair. Yes.
You have those three things.
Yeah.
Then you have those numbers in mind, once you reach those numbers, are you going to make them bigger and say, I need to do more to get there?
No, I'm going to go travel more because then I'm good. Like I feel like I can't go to the places that I want to go until I'm set in the place that I need to be. So that's when I say security, it's like I need this so that I'm good with going to do these things.
So, because I mean,
I need my kids to have real jobs at some point in their lives, and then that'd be great. More security.
My kids have real jobs that's secure for you.
Yeah, because then they don't need me as much.
And I think that's how this conversation, like when you went on your own solo discussion, that's where it started, was so many people needing you.
No, it wasn't.
It was.
Oh, I guess it was, yeah.
Yeah,
not needing me.
Okay, then what?
I had to be the middle person for things. They don't need me.
You don't, but, well, if you feel you have to be the middle person, you're right. Pull yourself out of that. Also, being the person that always comes in to save the day, you don't need to be that person. They need to save
the whole discussion.
They
I'm
need
not.
to save themselves, right? I mean, no, I mean, I'm not saying you're not. I was like, a lot of times as things have transpired, it's getting different.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like, no, you need to do this on your own.
Yes.
Because you've always been that person.
I will always be that person. Yes.
You have always been that person. There has come some times as people have gotten older, you become the person that takes care of them. When our kids were younger, it's kind of like, you can figure that out. You got this. Now it's kind of like, now what? There's a little bit more. I feel like there's more grace as they get older.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I feel like you give yourself no grace when it comes to your chase for security, but you give yourself a ton of grace currently when it comes to your journey of being healthier and exercising, those type of things.
Say that again. I don't understand what you just said.
You don't give yourself enough grace when it comes to your dedication to work, making sure your business is doing well, making sure your employees doing well, doing all that. You don't give yourself enough grace there.
But I'm too lenient on the other things.
Currently. And I'm not saying this is what I'm seeing.
He just called me fat. I'm just kidding.
So the discussions that happen off the camera, please ask about them, because
I'm just kidding.
How many times I come up to her and grab her and put my arms around her and go, man, you look so good. And I mean, how many times? At least 2 or 3 times a day? I don't know. Thanks for wearing your superhero pants. Oh man, those jeans look great on you.
It's true.
That all happened in like the last 12 hours, 24 hours.
24, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. So don't let her, I mean.
I said I'm just kidding.
Okay. Just saying JK at the end of like, I think you're a total prick. JK. That's not.
Oh, I didn't say that.
Well, you didn't say that. But again, I'm not talking to a teenager. I'm giving you an example of how that can be presented and how you're presenting it. So
Now he's
Shall
mad.
we move forward?
Now he's mad.
No, I just feel like there's a kind of this. There are some times when we discuss some things that you find I'm trying to tell you my feelings and how I think my perception of how you're doing, and then there's some times where there's a turn of painting me in a negative light, and I feel like sometimes I have to defend that, and maybe that's my problem. Maybe this is my issue of not loving myself enough, right? Not being confident enough in myself. So think about that.
Okay.
Because you don't have to be the person that makes me confident about myself. That's not your job.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
It's also not my job to make you confident about yourself.
No, because if I believed everything you told me, I'd be a super confident person. If I listened to everything you told me, I would be the most confident person in the world because you don't say hardly any negative things about me. Like hardly at all. I say way more negative things about myself than you would ever say about me. So if I listened to you, I'd be the most confident person I've ever known. But I can't trust you. You like me.
That is very true.
You're a biased viewpoint.
It's very true. No, but and on the vice versa, it's like there's some you have more confidence in me than I will ever have in myself.
Yeah.
That's the truth. Like I want to save the world, and you're like, well, do it.
Yeah. I don't want to do that, but you should.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You're like, do it. You got this.
Yeah.
Fine. Sounds good. That's your motivational speech
It is.
for me.
Yeah. Just go do it then.
I was like, well, then go do it.
All right. Good chat. For some reason, the boosters keep chatting, and it's annoying me.
Okay, cool. Well,
Like, why are you messaging?
they work like 2 days a month, so
I know.
that's how it works. Boosters is, I mean, be involved in your kids' lives. Be involved in the community.
Yeah.
Um,
When are we gonna air Rabble?
humans? We're working on that.
Okay. Just wondering for the people out in the crowd.
It takes equipment.
No,
Nobody's asking.
me.
Okay. I'm saying we will definitely do that, but right now we have 2 stationary cameras, and I'm the one that puts all this stuff together. So, I'm trying to do that within the next month. I was trying to do it by the end of this month, but things are going slower than I thought. But we are working on it.
So somebody has an old Canon,
No,
a new Canon.
no,
I don't know what you need.
don't worry about it. I
Okay.
know you don't, and it's totally fine that you don't.
A camera.
But don't complain about me spending all this money on some
I know,
stuff.
I'm still gonna complain.
I know. So, love yourself, people.
Yeah.
That's it. That's how you do it.
Or just try.
You just try. Is this the end of the show?
No more grace. I don't know. It's up to you. Do you want to?
You usually grab something by now,
Well,
and we
it's
move on to
gone.
something else.
My box is gone.
Oh, that's a whole nother situation.
I don't
What box are you looking for?
The pink box.
Oh, all the games are right over there.
Why is it way over there?
Well, we want to get our steps in.
Wait, you want to sparks it? You want to sink it, or do you want to?
Whoa. Rock, paper,
bonus round it?
scissors?
Because it doesn't really matter. What do you want to do?
It doesn't matter. So you get. How come all of a sudden it's on me? I did everything else. I got to do
keep
this
my
too.
Hands to myself. What
I
do you
can't
want?
feel my face when I'm mad at you. I can't feel it now. I can't feel it now.
I really want to play Rabble.
We will play Rabble on here. The problem is please go to rabblegames.com. But the reason Rabble is round 3.
Fight.
Yeah. The third round of the game Rabble is getting up and moving around more. It's more like charades with challenges and silliness. So it's definitely hard to put on camera. Audio wise, it might not even be enjoyable because you're going to have somebody being a commentator. So I'm trying to figure all those kind of things out.
Rabble? I think people will enjoy watching us play Rabble
You're-
without a commentator.
I understand. But you didn't hear what I said though?
No, go ahead. What'd you say?
Because if you're listening to it without video, it might be confusing, and you can't really see what's going on the third round.
Oh, I feel like that shouldn't be a podcast. It should just be you can only watch it on streaming.
Well, that's something that's one part of the things that I'm working on, but also we need to acquire the equipment. the room, the people.
Dear Canon, if
But
you
it's
would like
also
to
the people.
sponsor us,
No, Black Magic Design.
Black Magic Design.
That's my next investment. So, all right, that was fun. Trying to
Sorry.
scooter explain to Sarah that you can't just push a button and things happen.
Okay, ready?
No. So this, I think we said this before. What is this? Sparks. Sparks is a really good 2-player if you really want to get to know the other person. Don't do this on your first date.
Why?
Well, unless you've already
I feel like that speeds it up.
like hooked up.
No. Just do it. You
They're
know
like,
if they're crazy or
"Ooh."
not.
That's a good point.
Then you decide if you're going to hook up.
But what's kind of cool, it's kind of not progressive, but I don't know. It goes past, present, and future. So it deals with somebody asking you questions about your past, present, and future. And then there's a big final question. We have not gotten to that point yet.
Pretty.
Yeah, it's gorgeous design. Really cool people. Great designers.
You ready?
I am not, but
Past. What was the funniest lie you believed when you were a kid?
the funniest.
Funniest.
I don't know if I believed any lies.
What?
The funniest lie.
Your parents are going to stay together forever. Just kidding.
I
Dark.
mean, that was 6. I was 6. I think I was 6. The funniest lie. The funniest lie that my big brother would never beat me again.
Oh, that's sad. That went dark.
Oh, you wanted to go there again. I don't think I believed in a lot of. I mean, I questioned truths too much.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't even listen to people. I think the biggest lie.
You were going to be a rock star.
Maybe, or maybe I did believe in Santa Claus at one time.
Okay.
Maybe.
That's fair.
Sorry if there's anybody that still does. I apologize.
Savage.
I mean, it doesn't mean it's not true. It's still, just because I don't believe in it doesn't mean it's not true.
All right. What's
Right?
your question? Go past.
Yeah, I know. I know how our social construct of time works. Sheesh. All right. The past card is what smell brings back great memories.
Ready for this one?
You picked this, didn't you?
Yep, I did.
Specifically, you didn't even draw these randomly.
I did. I randomly read them and then I chose who got them. Who got them.
Oh,
So the smell specifically, this is very specific, and if you've never smelled it, I'm sorry for you. It's the smell of pancakes being made on a cast iron skillet.
true.
It
I
is
could see
the
that.
smell of my childhood
Oh,
and my mom making pancakes, and I just,
Wow.
it's, yeah, just
You and
takes me back.
you and I had different childhoods.
No Bisquick in my house. It was like real pancake.
and the Bisquick, we had to make it ourselves.
Yeah.
There was nobody made that crap for us.
And my mom would take, and like my neighbors, this was like with their favorite things, but my mom would make like basically a simple syrup, right? She would make water, sugar, you boil it, you mix it up, you add vanilla, you add maple flavoring, and then that was what she would turn into syrup for us, because that was like poor people syrup basically. And my neighbors like literally would call me as an adult and say, how did your mom make that? Like, I really want to remake that again. So the smell of like pancakes on a cast iron skillet and then mom making her version of syrup is like the most childhood, like the biggest child memory I have when it comes to smells.
Wow.
Yeah. My mom did a lot.
I should see a therapist.
Agreed. All right, ready for present?
Yes.
What role do you tend to take on in your friend groups?
The catalyst or planner.
Yeah.
I kind of that person. Like my friend groups just, I don't think they'd ever get together.
That's true.
If I didn't like plan something, and that's almost all of my relationships in my life. Siblings, friends,
Yeah.
family.
Not me, though.
You're the worst.
That is not true.
You don't even RSVP.
But I plan things.
Not when I'm involved.
Man,
When it comes to our group, I'm talking about just you and me. Yes, absolutely.
no, I'm talking about
100%.
when there's a family trip we're going on. You don't plan it. Me, I plan it.
If there's a family trip of just us in the house,
Yes.
but anything or that outside of that,
What are the things that we do? We don't do anything else.
we were just talking about keeping in touch with other people.
Right,
and
but we don't do it yet.
I do.
What things have you planned recently? Not
So-
work stuff. Don't count the potluck.
Okay, I won't. Don't count the potluck that I'm planning and then have the schedule for it an Evite.
It's a work thing, so no, we're not counting the potluck.
Okay, then we can plan the time that we went out and we went down to a concert and hung out with Will and got him involved.
Yeah.
We could talk about the time earlier when we got what's his name, Gary. We hung out with Gary. I planned all that stuff, put it on a calendar. That I don't. Where else do I mean? I'm the one that actually has a calendar that has you involved.
Here's the funny thing. So you plan the events for friends on your side, and then I plan the events for family and friends on my side.
What family and friends?
All of the people that we go see, basically in California, are my family or friends.
Yeah.
Like they started here. So I plan all that.
Just family.
That's not true.
Try it
I
again.
guess all my friends are family.
Okay. So
That's fair.
It's not what I'm saying it's fair. Like you have friends.
Yeah.
We just don't plan and do anything with them.
That's not true. We go to their houses.
Who?
Erlia, Valerie.
You did not plan that. That was her party.
I planned it for us to go there. It's not like they're just like, how did we get there? How did we get a hotel? How did we get the car to go down there if it wasn't me?
It was her party. She planned
But
it.
I
And
planned
invited
for
you.
us to go. We can't just show up to things. There's so many of us. It's
Okay.
more than just driving down there and showing up.
I will give you a little bit of that.
You can't. It's all or nothing.
Oh, okay.
We don't have a place to stay if I don't pre-plan it.
If you don't book
Because
a hotel.
otherwise you can't breathe at anyone's house.
Right.
Right.
So you book a hotel. That's correct.
Yes.
But what was the actual question
Well, I don't know. I put it away. What role do you have?
in your,
In your-
group of
Yeah.
friends?
Yeah. That's because we're not friends. That's why.
No, I'm just saying, like, I said a group, like getting people together.
Yes, but then you turned it on me and said I don't plan things. Rewind.
Yeah, there should be a flag on that play. Rewind, guys.
All right. What's your question?
She never watches these back.
No,
So
I
she
don't.
always thinks she's right.
I am always right because I don't watch them back.
All right. Present, or as Ron is present. As you get older, do you act more or less like your parents?
Ooh. I feel like it's a question for you. Do I act more or less than like my parents when I get older? I feel like I act more.
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
I think there's some character traits that very much so are like your parents, but I think you have found a way to pull out the good parts and use them and not the negative ones.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm making up crap.
I
Like,
don't think I even know your parents enough to know if you act more or less like them.
I probably act like them.
Because sometimes you act like your dad, but I
Oh,
don't know your mom enough to
But
know.
that's DNA. I mean,
if you act like
that's
your
DNA.
mom.
I think the DNA comes through there, but when it comes to the traits, I feel like I try and I will make the mistakes and do something similar and go, I don't need to do that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I don't know. But with you, I really do feel like, but I've only known your parents for what, 10, it was only like 12 years?
Yeah.
Something like that. So I don't know. Like, I didn't know them as they raised you. I don't know them as your parents.
Me either. Just kidding.
You just had a pancake story with homemade syrup, and the neighborhood kids wanted your mom's homemade pancakes with syrup. Yet you think that's a tough childhood.
I feel like I didn't say it was tough.
It's rough.
I have never in my life said my childhood was tough. But I feel like as I get older, I do have more of their traits that I thought were good. Like I try to pull apart the parts where like I'm agreeing with you. That's what I'm saying. I agree with what you're saying. All right, your question. Last question.
I'm gonna die. I can hear.
Can you? If you had to write a book, what would it be about?
Nothing factual.
That's not true. I can tell you exactly what he'd write a book about.
What?
How I almost became a rock star.
Yeah, which is not factual. Be total sci-fi where I did become a rock star, but I was huge on a different planet.
Okay, that's fair.
And people on Earth just don't believe me.
They just don't get it.
And now I'm too old.
AARP status.
Yeah, I have been for a while.
What's the last question?
Oh, yes, ma'am. All right. Future. Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
All right. What random thing do you think you will feel nostalgic about in the future?
Ooh. I picked that question. I actually forgot I picked it. What random
That's
thing?
not how the game works. You don't get to pick. You don't get to go through the cards and pick your favorite one and then give it to the other person so you can answer the questions you want to answer and then ask the questions for the other person to kind of make them feel small and inadequate and attacked. That's not how the game actually works.
It is, because that's how I made it work. I think it's going to be something that probably has to do with, like, it's going to sound dumb, but like New Year's Eve, when all of us used to sit outside and watch fireworks together. Like, it makes me nostalgic now, but I feel like, especially when all the kids are always going to be out doing their own thing, it's going to make me feel even worse.
I agree.
It's going to make me feel like, man, remember the time we used to, like, sit outside with the dogs and the kids and just watch the fireworks? Yeah, I think that might be... It's going to push me over the edge at some point, honestly.
It happened this year for me.
Oh.
In this house. Like, it was just like,
Yeah.
But we used to get on that balcony.
I know.
Or we would have even some of the kids' friends over and we go set up little tables outside and chairs. We always sat outside for 4th of July and New Year's.
Yeah.
That was just our thing. We just sat outside. The neighbors were outside.
Yeah.
We say hi to them, hang out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Take a picture for the New Year's of all of us. Yeah.
Yep. And that hasn't happened in 3 years now?
I know. So yeah, I think that might be like the nostalgic moment. I'm like, I remember we used to do blah, blah. It'd be that for sure. Oh, I ended on a sad note. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I did. That's on you.
And we're done.
We may be. All right. So we're going to wind this down. What was our giveaway question again?
What is the bartender's name at the Westin in Philadelphia that gave us free drinks?
Please answer that question. We will give you a t-shirt.
Oh, a t-shirt?
We're not wearing one right now, but we will order one and be sent to you from Yaya's Embroidery. That's the Advise Me Not shirt. We will send you that, a keychain, some stickers.
Dang.
Stuff like that. We'll just send it to you. All you got to do is answer that question correctly. So please do stay tuned. We are going to do some more short form content that we're working on. That's not live, I don't think, but we don't know. But plus we might do some more YouTube live stuff. Comment on our stuff, please. Like, if you have something you have to say about here and you feel open to say it to other people, go ahead and put it in the comments. But if you don't feel open to it, send us a message. Yeah. Send us a DM either through Instagram, Sarah and Scooter, or you can do sarahhandscooter@gmail.com. Just send us a message. Or
text us.
Or if you know
you have it.
If you don't know our number, please don't text us, because we don't want to know that you have our number.
You could try.
Thank you. No. No.
Are you busy this weekend?
No, that's a whole nother story. I don't know you, Catherine. I don't know who birthday party that was.
Anywho.
I am not Anna. All right. We will talk to you very soon. We appreciate you all. Show up in real life and play more games together, because we're going to do that with you guys. Yeah, we're going to play Sparks. We're going to play some more Sparks and stuff. So we'll see you soon. I think that's all we got for you.
Adios. Bye.
and I loved it. Bye.